Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ask Tari. Today we're going to be talking about looking for a place to rent as a newly landed immigrant in Canada. The video can also apply to somebody who's already here and still is not happy about the place they want to stay. You can get a few hints and tips. So I moved to Canada in 2019, 11 May. I landed on 12th May, and I didn't even know where I was going to stay. I had booked an Airbnb for like 1.5 weeks. Yes, so I knew where I was going to stay for 1.5 weeks, but I didn't have a permanent abode, right? Where I would live. So the search began. So first of all, you're going to need a budget. You need to know how much you're willing to spend on rentals. So you already need to have researched the areas that you're going to live in. You should already have your budget, how much you want to spend. The ideal situation is if you're moving as a permanent resident to Canada, you have the settlement funds, right? So you already know how much you want to spend per month. You already know the type of accommodation that you want. For me, I moved here alone, so I knew I was looking for a room in a house, a room in an apartment, or a room in a basement. So I knew I was not looking for my own apartment. So that's what I wanted. I didn't want to spend so much money. I wanted to spend as little money as possible. So once you know your budget, you need to know the sites that you use to search for the places you want to search for accommodation. You can use Kijiji.ca, Kijiji.ca. You can use Realtor.ca. You can use Facebook Marketplace. Let me see what else. I've honestly just mainly used Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace. But there are so many others like Viewit.ca, Rentals.ca, Craigslist. I don't really trust Craigslist ever since I watched the movie The Craigslist Killer. But yeah, some people still use, a lot of people use Craigslist. So basically, know your budget, know where you want to live, know the kind of place you want, and boom, you start searching. But that is just the beginning, okay? Guys, there is so much to renting. There is so much to it. It's not just about finding a house, finding the perfect budget. It's about the fit as well. You might literally move into a house where the culture doesn't fit, where the person you live with and you don't gel, you don't vibe, and you're not going to get along. They have their own way of doing things, you have your own way of doing things, and it's something which you need to take into consideration, and something which I didn't take into consideration when I got my first place. So my first place, I think I was left with 3 days in the Airbnb, and I was getting desperate. I was like, you know what, I need to find a place. I'm searching, I'm scrolling on Kijiji, and I see this magnificent house. It was a big ass house, and the person was advertising a 3-bedroom basement. So I would be sharing with 2 other women, and yeah, I liked it. I jumped at the thought of it. I was like, you know what, let's go see this place. I got there, and the first thing was rent is going to be cash only, and no visitors allowed. I was concerned, guys, I know, but I was left with 3 days in the Airbnb, so I was like, you know what, let's just do this. So she was doing it more like on a month-to-month basis. There was no lease, nothing. So you literally just had to pay your rent at the end of the month, and that's that. So I paid my deposit, paid my first month, and then I moved in. No visitors. I didn't care because I literally just got to Canada, so I did not really have visitors. I did have visitors, like people came to see me, like about 3 people came to say hi, like friends I knew from back home. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really have visitors that would want to come and chill and sit and talk. I was not yet ready to entertain, literally. So it's like, okay, it's fine, we can meet outside. So I moved in, and the rules just kept increasing. There were so many rules. You can't eat here, you can't do this, you can't lock your room, you can't cook this. There were so many rules. Like didn't really live with the landlord down in the basement, but they would really come downstairs anytime they wanted. And honestly, I just had it. I was just like, I've had it. I cannot live like this. So it was a very neat home. She was a very nice lady, very neat. But I think it was a culture difference. I think in their culture, I guess it's normal. But honestly, for me, I wanted my privacy. I did not want to be bothered. I didn't want to be monitored. I just wanted to do my thing. I mean, I feel like I was adhering to the no visitors thing. So why should I be monitored on everything else? So for me, it was not the right fit. I was like, I am out of here. So I stayed there for a month, guys, and I was already out. I was like, give me back my deposit. I'm out of here. And she didn't even hesitate. She was like, it's okay. She gave me back my deposit, and then I started looking for another place. So in that place, I think I used to pay $800 for a room. I know you're gaping right now. You're like, 800 what? Yeah, just for a room. Of course, we shared the kitchen, a lounge, a bathroom. It was very big. It was very nice. But yeah, $800. It's a lot of money compared to what we would pay for a room in Zimbabwe. So I started looking for a place, and I looked for it like I had a few days left, because I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. So I then found another place, which was so cheap, guys. It was so cheap, and I really thought it was going to be a culture fit. And it was $500. I'm crazy about saving money, so I was like, wow, this is like a $300 saving from $800 to $500. Imagine what I can do with an extra $300. I was all about saving money when I first moved to Canada. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna save every penny that I have. I was really penny pinching, guys, because that's So I quickly moved, and I really thought it was going to be a culture fit and stuff like that. Visitors were not banned, but then after I moved, I then realized that the person wasn't really the owner of the place. They had the lease. So the owner was there. They lived in the basement. I didn't like that situation, because that meant that, and the laundry was down in the basement. It means that every time I wanted to do my laundry, I had to go into the owner's room to do my laundry. And the owner soon started asking questions like, so who are you? I was like, I live here. Who are you? I own the place. Awkward. And she's like, are you renting here? Like, yeah. She was like, oh, okay. Then we started talking, guys, shit hit the fan. Okay, so the person I was now renting, I was paying rent to, then came shouting at me. They're like, why did you tell her you're renting here? You should have told them you're my cousin or something, or my sister, because now she wants to increase the rent. Guys, it was so awkward. I was just like, oh my god. What am I going to do? I didn't like the situation. I mean, the rent was cheap, guys, but tensions, there were tensions. So I was like, you know what, it's okay. So I started looking for another place, because things just got awkward after that. And so one morning, I had given my notice and said I'm leaving. One morning I'm scrolling. It was like 12 midnight. So what is even in the morning? It was like midnight, the witching hours, like I'm scrolling. I see this lovely apartment. Hey guys, lovely apartment. Very clean, well decorated, everything, and it was going for $900, and you had your own bathroom, and it was clearly separate from the owner's area, like the living area, my living area, like my bedroom, my bathroom, separate from their bathroom, bedroom, whatnot, and then the living room. And I was like, you know what, I want this place. I messaged the lady immediately, and she responded, and we spoke, and then she was like, okay, I'm gonna reserve it for you. I've had other offers, but when can you come see it? I was like, I'm coming at 7 a.m. She was like, huh? I was like, yeah, I'm coming at 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. I was at her place, and I liked it. I viewed it, and I was like, I really wanted. I think at one point she was even freaked out, like, why is this chick so eager? Because I mean, she didn't know where I was coming from. Like, I had moved, guys. Like, 3 times. Um so I went to work, and then she said, I will need your pay stubs to see how much you earn. I will need a letter from your employer. I will need your identity. I think I'd shown her, and then she needed copies of that. And so I sent all of those, and she drafted up a lease agreement. This was the perfect renting situation for me. Like, she drafted a lease agreement. All these other places, it was cash, 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 no lease, nothing. So, and no rules, guys, no rules. You can have visitors. And I'm actually living with the owner of the place. So, because I asked her, I was like, do you own the place? She was like, yeah. And I said, do you monitor people's movements? Will you come into my room and try to check out my room? By that time I had enough experience to know that you need to ask for things upfront. You need to ask, what are the rules, right? So the only rule that I was given was that you can't do your laundry after 11 p.m., which is fair, because you make noise for everybody. And also before 8 a.m. I was like, fine by me. Those are my rules, and that's that. So that's how I ended up moving to this place, and I've been here ever since. I moved here in, I think it was August or September 2019, and I've been here ever since. They have been wonderful. I live with a lovely couple, Canadians, and I had my first Christmas with them. I had dinner with their family. When I turned 30, they did a birthday dinner for me. Christmas is always a ball with them. We exchange gifts. You know what I mean? When their friends come, we have like parties, we drink, we watch TV. Like, it's just been a great experience. And they're also like in their 50s, so close to my mom's age. So I feel like I've got like, a set of parents that are here in Canada. And yeah, I'm very happy about my situation right now. It's been great. And yeah, so what I can just say is, oh, and I finally signed a lease, right? Yeah. So what I can say is, don't settle until you find the place for you. What I would just recommend for someone just coming into Canada, don't immediately sign like a long lease before you figure out the culture, if you're gonna fit with the person you're renting from, especially if you're going to be living in that person's house, right? If you're renting like an apartment, and you're renting the whole apartment, you're not sharing with anybody, yeah, it's okay. You can sign your lease, you can settle for that, and you pretty much be fine. But if you are going to be living with the owner, you need to be very, very careful. Oh, I also forgot to mention that before I found this place, I found another lovely apartment, but the lady had so many rules. Like, she lived there as well, but she was like, no boys here. At that point, I really didn't have any boys that would be coming knocking on my door. But the fact that it's been banned, and I am a rebellious spirit, I was just like, how to the no, I'm not doing this again. I didn't like the rules, so I didn't take that apartment. I viewed a lot of apartments before finally settling for this apartment, and I'm happy with my decision. So yeah, that's the story of how I finally found a place to rent. So take your time, don't rush yourself, and ask as many questions as possible. Ask everything, okay? Ask everything that you might want to ask. Especially about rules. Like, ask about the rules, right? In most places, which are not condos, like houses and whatnot, because hydro is expensive, usually you can only do your laundry once a day, once a week, sorry. Once a week. But here I can pretty much do it anytime, any day. And what else? In some apartments, like, you don't have laundry inside the apartment, but they have paid laundry in the building, so you have to check that again. Like, are you gonna get that? Another thing you need to check is, does the rent include utilities and shit like that, extras and all of that? Because sometimes the rent you might be told that the rent is like, let's say 1,000, but then they'll say you also pay 30% of the utilities, or you pay 30% of hydro and what. So if you're like me and you don't like spending extra money, you will want to find a situation where everything is included. So that's what I did, and that's what I've always done. I don't know about the future. So yeah, happy house hunting. Yeah, if you have any questions, shoot me up. I'll send the links for the apps, for the websites I just told you about. I'll put them in the video description. So if you're on your way to Canada, yeah, I hope you found this video useful. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.